All right, we've got ready. So here we go, Betty. Three, two,
Three,
one,
two, one,
and
kills.
kills as we fire things off here. Good boards for both players, really scattered. And really on those last three rows, not a lot of viruses for either player. More double opportunities afforded for Archer, and it's a bit more favorable of a board as there's just a lot of scattered plays. Whereas Don's playing a very tight knit board on the top.
Yeah, Don was definitely setting up for some drop clears. You can see that they're looking down their board in order to figure out, good pill management. So it's not just placing the first pill on top, but seeing where it drops once you make a clear. And so Don is doing a really good job of doing that. But Archer is 8 viruses ahead currently.
Yeah, Archer has had a much more accessible board where Donatello is trying to find that breakthrough point and still hasn't quite found it yet. And as we've said, Archer is big on that combo game. But and I think what was a bit of a struggle for them in the last tournament was they were very dependent on that combo game and not those single clears. And it's meant to be said that if you're concentrating on one facet of the game too much, you leave yourself open for you know, I don't want to say failure, but lack of success in another part. And we're seeing Archer really balance that out, going for single clears, not being too combo dependent, as they're out at a minute 26, which is
Wow.
right on par. Donatello just 3 viruses out though.
Yeah, Donatello has been tearing down their board. There is a lot of drop clear because their viruses are higher up, but wonderful foresight into slotting that pill down a little bit to limit the drop time. So
Hmm.
Donatello is in this and now getting out at 147, so a little bit behind Archer, but not out.
Yeah, 7 viruses, and Archer's playing a very tight knit board on that bottom left corner, and it's a little bit of the opposite now for Don. As Don, ooh, very nice correction there, does have that center area to access. Will if we could get a red down there into column 5, it can really open up the board here for some good horizontal magic, as Betty likes to say here. We have 24 to 18 though. Archer playing a little bit messy, and it's a little bit cleaner on the side of Don.
Yeah, but I really like this play that they decided to do where it dropped it and cleared the blue in the bottom half of their board. So Archer definitely looking ahead when they're playing, and another horizontal great on their end. But Don now, I don't know if he wanted to play that red blue where it was. Sometimes we get a little bit we forget how to count here in the Dr. Mario community to where we might have thought that that was going to clear that blue. So we're gonna see how Don takes that and tries to clear that up.
Yeah, Archer made a very smart play, had that initial double yellow, and they went to clear out the garbage, and that's smart because that opens up that double horizontal, and Archer now is tearing through this end game and is going to be out at a
Wow.
310. So again, absolutely great pace here as Archer's got 4 more viruses to combat here in level 8, and that's a pretty good board, that breakthrough part of the board. Oh, with that misdrop though in 3-4, but an easy correction, but is going to need some yellow help to get that misdrop cleared in column 3.
hmm Don's still trying to build up a platform to get underneath, to get clear that blue from underneath because any Dr. Mario player will tell you once you get higher up on the board, trying to clear it vertically doesn't always doesn't always happen, especially as the speed of the board does increase every 10 viruses. So
Hmm.
Don is trying to under clear this, and here we go. Almost there it is.
Now, Don's got a good setup here, but is going to have that red garbage drop into column 3. And while Don did have that great setup ready to go, that red is going to be a big, big pain point, especially with no real clear way to get around it unless there's some double red blitz happening. So still hanging on to that one virus here is Donatello. And Donatello is just trying to get out of this situation here. It's just when you have those multiple misdrops stacked on top of each other, it can be a little daunting, but still working it through here. Gets a fortunate double red, going to get some yellow help here, and now finally out at a 435. A bit behind the 8 ball here as Archer is 26 viruses ahead, and now that increases even more with that nice combo down the bottom of the board. It is
Fantastic combo. Everything landed in the right spot. That was a wonderful. I always tell myself that, half of my gameplay is just luck, and hopefully Archer set that up, and that was just beautiful playing on their side. Oh, Don in a little bit of trouble on their end. Cut off from their 6, 7, and 8 columns. So we'll see what they do here and if they're able to get out.
Archer out at a 5-12, and look at the start, just knocking 3 viruses off the board of that blue sweet tea in the center of the board. A lot of good double, excuse me, a lot of good double opportunities on the bottom of that board, but a lot of red blocking the center section. Meanwhile, Donatello continuing to pile those just unfortunate misflips on at 29 viruses to go here. A nice drill down here and is going to open things up, but it looks like it's pretty academic here, and it looks like Archer, barring a disaster here, looks like they are going to take game number 1.
Indeed, but the fact that Don was able to get underneath that misdrop so high up on the board is, a testament to how well that they have been practicing this game and being able to see those clears. Because the higher up on the board, the less time you have to actually make those decisions. So I commend you, Don, for even getting past that point, honestly.
And there's something to be said about misplays, especially when they've compiled on Don's side, is it really puts pressure on you to play more aggressively. That can lead to more mistakes, but you do put a lot of pressure on yourself. And sometimes you miss, really easy plays just to help stem the tide a little bit. There was a play earlier that I saw on Donatello's side where there was a red yellow, could have stretched it out for a long L to really start clearing garbage and getting that left side of the board. Didn't take it, but still playing phenomenally here. 16 viruses to go. A little bit of a slip there, but can definitely work on that under clear. Meanwhile, on Archer's side, Archer is down to just like 1 blue virus now. So it just really that spire in column 7, the only real pain point here for Archer.
And I really like the decision that Archer made on their side in order to clear those reds first, because what that allowed them to do is now underclear with that blue. Oh, a misdrop, but uh, allowed them to underclear instead of having to kind of wait to clear things from top to bottom. So that allowed for additional moves that they could make.
And Archer now is just trying to go for this midair
That
fat log.
log.
It is going to drop that garbage down, but that makes the board a lot more manageable and really takes a lot of blocking garbage out of the equation there. So it's likely that that yellow up in column 7 is going to be the last thing Archer clears out to take game number 1 here, as Don is just looking to get through something here, just having a lot of plays compile onto one another here. But Archer pulls the Band-Aid off here and takes the win at a 7:53, which is, even in gold, that's a pretty competitive time.
hmm Yeah, that was a great ending to, and Don is just going to go ahead and top out, seeing that the game is over. And so we got the first crown to Archer, but we are going to be moving on to the second match.
All right, we've got a reset from Archer.
And Archer playing on the Switch as they just showed with their reset. The Switch is not one that the community typically uses overall, but Archer shows that it is viable and they're able to play. So it's fantastic to watch.
All right, we have 1-0 right now. We're just waiting on readies from both of our players. Looks like we do have Archer set up and ready to go. We're just waiting on that menu and ready from Don, and we will get going here for our second game here in this best of 3. And it looks like we're good to go here. Oh, we do need a timer reset from Archer, and we're all set there. All right, both players look to be ready. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, and pills in our second game here in our semifinal. An abbreviated silver bracket, but still competitive all the same. Both players are going to have to clear through some sort of line of viruses here, Betty, to really start accessing the bottom half of their board.
Yeah, and instantly looking at it, I did like the setup of Don's board a little bit more, just for the double clears that were instantly available. But Archer is making quick work of the top of their board as well.
Yeah, and Archer's got a good setup here. There's still a lot of garbage to be toiled with on this board, but still pretty darn accessible, and is going to get this garbage clear to take the blue out. And now is setting up a lot of opportunities there with that blue
Ooh,
red and a very nice swim there. Flindo would be
yeah.
proud. And it is currently a very small lead in favor of Don, as Don playing a very, very clean board so far.
That said, look at all of the red on Don's board. There is not a single pill really, except maybe those yellows, which he does find that are accessible. Now breaking through the red barrier, trying to get down to these blues as well. No use for yellow on Don's board, so it will slow them down considerably unless the doctor gives the right colors here.
Don making a smart play with tucking that blue red, and oh, and I say that and I curse it with a mistuck. Although that red can be cleared, so maybe
Mm-hmm.
setting up just for a multiple combo. Now that I am seeing it a little bit better,
Yeah.
and definitely looking to get that horizontal out. And it's free and clear here for both players. Who's going to get out first here? Both players needing just one color, and at a 144, it is just by
Oh
less
my,
than a second. Don out first. We got ourselves a
wow.
game, Betty.
Yes, this is fantastic. Donna's like, I'm still in this. Don't discount me. This is what I do, and definitely showing the combos that he can create, or the clears that he can make.
Yeah, playing phenomenally here. Archer here, as far as the sevens go, I think has a slightly more advantageous board. It's a little bit more wide open, while Don here looking for that breakthrough point, and they may have found it in column six with that double red clear, and going for the horizontal here. Does have a setup for a horizontal high elevation, but probably won't take it here, as Don trying to just find a good footing here and is going to elect to start building on the bottom of the board. I do like this plan as good setup here. We're going to clear that garbage out, get a short stack clear, and while it is a 3 virus lead, both these players playing phenomenally here in seven.
Yeah, but look at Archer's board. It's a similar story to Don's board before, where nothing but one color is on the board. So
Mm-hmm.
yellow, yellow, yellow. Please, Doc, give them yellow.
And
But definitely clearing stuff and trying their best to put things where it needs to be.
yeah, and color balance is so important here. You don't want to just start busting through and getting a bunch of the same color cleared out. You want to try to balance that for the things that may come your way. Ooh, I like this double yellow. Going to get down to 5 viruses here. Archer's going to have to clear from the top and go down, and getting a very fortunate bout of RNG
Beautiful.
down to one, and Don down to three here, but just needing literally 2 reds. And Don again out first at a 332, and then at a 333 is
Just
Archer.
a
What a
second
close
between these
match
two.
here. You love seeing these close matches within 5 or less seconds, and both these
Hmm.
players were out of their levels 1 second or less apart. Who knows if this carries on? We may have our first ever silver overtime game.
Yes, let's go. These two would be the ones to do it. This is so great. And Dawn having a little bit of drop time that they're taking, which is slowing them down a bit, letting Archer take the lead, back by a few viruses here. But this is a story of two more levels. This level, and we still have to play nine. So Dawn might bring it
Hmm.
back.
Yeah, and while Don is 3 viruses behind, oh, and I think maybe was going for the double horizontal and didn't quite get it in row number two. That might be the piece de resistance for Archer here to take the lead. It is currently 15-10, but Archer's needing red and not getting it, Betty.
Hmm. And on Don's side, though, like I think they're thinking of their moves, and if I can speak from experience, the more I think about this game, the less the less I like the setups I come up with. So,
Hmm.
um, it comes with practice, and it comes with playing this game a lot, that when it is just intuitive where you want that pill to go, the
Hmm.
faster you'll be. So that comes. But now Don doing really good in trying to actually break into these reds that are still on their board.
Yeah, just needing to underclear more than likely, but now going to set up. But Archer out first at around a 525. But Dawn by no means out of this. A fortuitous
Look
double
at
red, just
this.
needing one more red, and they will be out into 9. But this gives Archer the opportunity to start building a bit of a lead. There's the tuck, and out at a 540 here, as it is 40 to 33 here, and a big clear from Archer trying to make a statement here and pull away here in the second game.
Hmm. They were seeded first, so they are the quote unquote favorite to win. But what they actually do to get into the bracket is a qualifying score, so that can vary from month to month. So this was
Hmm.
actually Archer did get into level 15 in order to get into that first seed.
Yeah. Archer, or sorry, Dawn had a double yellow and cleared garbage, which I don't know if that was the optimal play there, as Archer is just running away with this here, down to 11 viruses already. But if we could get a blitz here of some sort, there's a nice combo by Donatello down to 20 here, trying to make this a competitive game, trying to stay in this here. It is still 10 to 20 here. These players trying to find setups, and Archer's found one.
Oh
And look at this combo.
wow!
Boom. Mama Betty would be proud.
Oh,
19 to
so proud.
4. 19 to 4 here as our players trying to finish out this round 9. It is still 17 to 4. Dawn trying to get something going here, getting that double clear with no drop time. Archer just looking for reds at this point, needing a total of 5. There's one. Good play going left on the second one, and that's going to be one red piece to go. Is Archer going to find it? And Archer does at a 7-11. Thank heaven it is a victory for ArcherLewys. A great second game here. Don't let that 2-0 score fool you. A very competitive second game, Betty.
Yeah, that was fantastic playing. And their 6 to 9 best is just 706. So that was so close to a PB. That was fantastic lights out playing by Archer. So congratulations on moving on to the finals. And can't wait to see you again.